Ben Gutmann is here from New Jersey, described to us as a JNF lay leader. He and his family are members of the Century Council of JNF, and he's president of the Northern New Jersey JNF Board. Ben Gutmann, welcome to JM and the AM.
Thanks. It's nice to be here and see you in Sderot.
I appreciate that very much, and welcome to you today. Tell us about some of the projects you've been involved with recently. I know that Nofei Prat is one of them. Describe it to our audience.
Well, we built a park. Our family built a park dedicated to my grandparents that were killed in Auschwitz, and they don't have any memorial to them there, obviously. So we decided to do something for the children of Nofei Prat, and we built a park there.
And that is quite a memorial, to say the least, here in the state of Israel.
And every time we come to Israel, we try to go to Nofei Prat, not just to see the park, but to interact with the people who tell us it helped change the lives of the children there.
How long have you been involved with JNF?
12 years.
And what was the first initial entree into the organization?
Well, that's a good question. In 2003, I told my wife that for my birthday, which is in March, that I was going to go to Israel. It was the middle of the Second Intifada, and she told me, "You're crazy." I said, No, I'm going to go to Israel, and I'm going to find a tour that's going, and everybody else but JNF canceled their trips to Israel, and JNF decided we don't care how many people are going, we're going, and I went with them and was very impressed by all the work that they're doing here and became more and more involved over time.
Very nice. The first impressive thing was that they didn't cancel the trip, as you indicated. Ben Gutmann is here. The Biblical Garden, where is it, and what purpose does it serve?
Okay, we're building the Biblical Garden in an organization called LOTEM, which makes nature accessible to those people with special needs, all kinds of special needs. It's in or near Yokneam. The farm is called Emek HaShalom, and that park will help children with special needs get out in nature. There's going to be a part about the creation story, the 7 days of creation, so people that might not otherwise understand all those things will have an ability now to appreciate.
What do you suggest when you go back to New Jersey to friends and family about what they should come and see in Israel, and specifically about the JNF projects?
Well, first of all, I tell them if they're involved with JNF, they really can't understand what JNF is doing until they come and see. But we have another problem, is just trying to get people to come to Israel. So for my 60th birthday, when we dedicated the park in Nofei Prat, we brought 50 friends and relatives with us to see what's going on in Israel.
That's the way to do it, huh?
Yeah.
One way to increase tourism.
Increase tourism and hopefully increase Zionism.
No question about that. How's the northern New Jersey area in general doing when it comes to Israel and the JNF? You're head of the board. What kind of feeling do you get from the later leadership there?
Well, I think we're doing very well, but, northern New Jersey is very diverse. We have a big Orthodox community in Teaneck, Englewood, and Fairlawn, which we're trying to attract. We have conservative synagogues all over and Reform, and we're trying to reach out to all of them, and we're making progress. But there's a lot of competition for people's philanthropy dollars. No
question about it. But we would think Israel would have a leg up, hopefully.
Well, that's what we think, too.
Right.
And JNF is Israel. So if we can get people at least to understand what we're doing in Israel and hopefully eventually come and see what we're doing in Israel, then I think we have them.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I appreciate that. Ben Gutmann, who has, along with his wife Susan and children, are visiting Israel, and they are part of the Century Council of the JNF, and they have quite a recommendation to everybody, and that's come see what these projects are all about, and how much and how amazing some of the things that are going on in Israel actually are. More coming up. This is JM in the AM.